What's going on, guys? It's your boy Austin Shope here, back with another video. Today we're going to be making our predictions for UFC 316, Merab versus Sean O'Malley. Now, if you don't know who's on this card, there's a lot of familiar faces that we've seen in the past, plus a new face. But we're going to be doing the early prelims, prelim card, and main card. So we are going to be getting into this. At the end of the video, I want you guys to comment what fight you're looking forward to the most, and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. So we're going to get into this. Kicking off the early prelim card, we got Mark versus Choinsky. I don't want to butcher their names, dude. I'm getting better with their names. But my pick for this fight would have to be Choinsky, only because I looked at the records. Medeiros is 14-1. He has more fights, but most of his wins are decisions. And Choinsky, he's 8-0, but like he has most of his wins are finishes. So he has more TKOs than Medeiros. I don't know much about these fighters at all, but that's my first pick for the early prelim card. If you guys know who these guys are, and I'm messing up right now, just let me know in the comments, because I'm trying to get to know who each fighter is, but there's always new signees every freaking fight card, it seems like, so it's gonna have to take me a while. Next fight, we got Salkid versus Ashmals. Now, if you guys don't know who, I think his name's Quillan Salkid or whatever. He's from Australia. He knocked out Anshul Jubilee, the guy who won that road to the UFC tournament. That I think he was like the only male like Indian fighter in the UFC. I know there's one on the Ultimate Fighter right now, but he knocked him out, and pretty quick, I think in the first round. And then Ashmals, I forgot who he fought last, but he's like a big grappler. He's like a big grappler. So we're seeing in this fight, I in my eyes, it's striker versus grappler. So with Salkid being taller and lengthier, he might make it easier to stuff the takedowns. So I don't know. I'm just basing it off from what I've seen their last performances. So Ashmals is literally, he's like a Gamrot. He literally fights like Gamrot. That's the perfect example. He literally fights like Gamrot. So if Salkid can keep his distance, and if he can keep his distance and just try to strike the whole fight, then I believe he'll come out with the win. So I'm gonna have to go with Quillan Salkid on this one. I know I'm butchering all their names, so you can troll me in the comments all you want, but it is what it is. So we're gonna get into the next fight. Next fight, we got Jeka Sargay versus Yuju Sang. I don't know who any of these fighters are, I'm gonna be honest, but I was looking at their records and like what they did in their fights. I'm gonna have to go with Yuju Sang on this one. He's undefeated right now. We'll see how he looks in his debut. I'm assuming this is his debut, so we'll see how he does. I don't know much about the other guy. I just know that Yu Su Jang or whatever has like some finishes. So that's who I'm going with. And yeah, there's not really much to this one. Next up, we got Irene Lipsky versus Wu Kong. Irene Lipsky 17-10, okay? So I'm just gonna have to go with Wu Kong on this one, because if you guys don't know who Wu Kong is, she's 7-1. She's that girl that wears the Joker like paint, like face paint whenever she's like doing her face offs. She's from China. She's an up-and-comer prospect, and I think this is her first like contender fight. So yeah, I'm gonna go with her, dude. She's probably gonna go out there and finish her, if I'm being honest. She's a pretty decent fighter. I've only seen her fight a couple times, so, but from what I've seen of her, she's looked pretty good. Yeah, so I'm gonna go with her on this one. So yeah, Wukong. First fight on the prelim card, we got Colleen Williams versus Andreas Gustafsson. Now, I'm going with Andreas Gustafsson on this one. He's 11-2. He's from the Contender Series. If you guys don't watch the Contender Series, I highly suggest that you should, because a lot of these guys that are coming off the Contender Series in the recent years are just straight up killers. Gustafsson is, first off, dude, he's scary as hell. He's tatted up from freaking head to from neck to. He's just, his whole body's tatted up, dude. That's not even the scary part, bro. He's a killer. He's a straight killer. If you guys, I'll go back and watch his fight on the Contender Series. He got some knockout power, bro. He's gonna go out there and finish this guy within 2 rounds. He's gonna make it look easy, and yeah, dude, this guy's scary. So I'd keep your eyes out on this guy. He's gonna win. So if I was gonna say put some money on somebody, put some money on him, bro. He's a lock. So that's all I gotta say about that dude. All right, next fight, we got Sergey Spivak versus Waldo Cortez Acosta. Waldo Cortez Acosta, he beat Andrei Arlovski. I don't think that was his debut, but he beat Andrei Arlovski, and then he recently just beat Ryan Spann, and now he's fighting Sergey Spivak. Cortez Acosta, he's undefeated right now in the UFC. And Spivak has been in the UFC for a little bit, but he's younger. Cortez Acosta is 33. Spivak is I think he's freshly 30. I think he just recently turned 30, if I'm not mistaken. Listen, I know Cortez Acosta's been looking good, and he's been on a tear recently, but dude, I'm going with my boy Sergey on this one. Sergey Spivak is honestly, I think he's super underrated. I'm not saying people don't think he's a good fighter, but I think he's super underrated. I think after he lost to Cyril Gane, people stopped giving him hype. But dude, Cyril Gane's pretty good. You know, he fought for the title a couple times. So I'm not gonna sit here and hate on Spivak. I think Spivak's gonna go out there, and yeah, Cortez Acosta is a grappler, but so is Spivak. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm going with Spivak on this one. Let me know what you guys think about that. This pick. Next fight, we got Asmat Mirzakhanov versus Brenson Ribeiro. Mirzakhanov, he was supposed to fight Johnny Walker, and then I guess Johnny Walker must have got hurt. So I don't really understand the Ribeiro replacement. I don't think he's good enough to get a ranked fight. I think he lost his last fight. I don't know. I can't remember. The only times I've really seen Ribeiro fight, though, was whenever he's gotten knocked out, you know? So, I don't understand this matchup, but I'm going with Asmat Mirzakhanov on this one. Yeah, I seen his fight against Alonzo Menefield, and that was impressive. So I don't know. I'm going with him on this one. I think he's going to go out there and knock out Ribeiro. So that's all I got to say about this fight. Next fight we got on the prelim card is Bruno Silva versus Joshua Van. Now, I'm going with my boy Joshua Van on this one, bro. Right now, he's my personal favorite fighter. Every time I see Joshua Van fight, he just gets better and better. And he looks more impressive each time. So I'm going with my boy Joshua Van on this one. He's going to go out there. He's going to knock him out in the first 2 rounds. And then he's going to call for his freaking title shot. Yeah, why not? So I think he's going to go out there and finish him. Yeah, dude, Joshua Van, for how young he is, dude, he's very, very skilled. And at first, he wasn't as good at his grappling, but his grappling has advanced so much since like his last few fights. So I don't know. I think he's gonna go out there and make easy work of Bruno Silva. So let me know what you guys think on this fight. First fight on the main card, we got Vicente Luque versus Kevin Holland. Now, I'm going to go with Kevin Holland on this one, and I'll explain why. Vicente Luque in his recent fights hasn't looked the best. I just think it's like he just lost confidence. It's not that he's a bad fighter. I honestly just think he like lost confidence. You know, people have done that before, you know? It's kind of like what happened to Jalen Turner. So, I don't know. I just feel like Vicente Luque is not where he used to be, and I think Kevin Holland is. I think if it's going to be a stand-up fight, Kevin Holland's going to smoke freaking Vicente Luque. Now, if it goes to the ground, I could see Vicente Luque submitting Kevin Holland, but even then, Kevin Holland is still a good grappler. He has a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I don't know. My heart is telling me Kevin Holland, so I am going to have to go with Kevin Holland on this one. I think Kevin Holland is a better fighter at welterweight, so hopefully we'll see what happens. So that's my pick for Kevin Holland versus Vicente Luque. All right, next fight on the main card, we got Mario Batista versus Patchy Mix. I know Patchy Mix is, this is his UFC debut. He was like a 3-time Bellator champion. He's 20-1. He's an insane grappler. So yeah, you know what? If Mario Batista's bitch ass wants to fucking grapple, that's fine with me. Patchy Mix is just gonna make easy work and submit him. So it doesn't matter. You know, if he wants to freaking try to grapple against strikers, okay, well, let's see if he can try to grapple against Patchy Mix. I don't really know much about Patchy Mix. I don't really watch Bellator, but I've seen his highlights, and he's going to make easy work of Batista. So, I just, I don't really like Batista. This could be personal hate. Who gives a shit, okay? I think he's a boring fighter. There's no way in hell that you win against Jose Aldo just by holding him up on the cage. Like, that's just... It's just, I'm still holding a grudge over that Jose Aldo loss, okay? Let's get on to the next fight. Alright, for the next fight on the main card, we got Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. Alright, like Joe Pyfer said, and I like Bo Nickel, so Bo Nickel, if you see this, which you're probably not going to, whatever, that's all jokes. He made a good point, you know, ever since he lost to Hermanson, everybody was like, okay, yo, like, Joe Pyfer is a bust, he's a freaking, he got, fraud checked. If anybody got fraud checked, it was Bo Nickel, okay? Joe Pyfer is a good fighter, I just want to put that out there. Kelvin Gastelum is also a good fighter. I just believe that he's gone downhill ever since he lost that fight to Izzy. And I'm not saying he had good fights since then. He did. I don't know, dude. I just think Joe Pyfer's going to go out there and beat Kelvin Gastelum. And honestly, I think Kelvin Gastelum might be a harder fight than Jack Hermanson. But I do believe that loss helped Joe Pyfer out in the long run. So I'm going to say Joe Pyfer is going to TKO Kelvin Gastelum. I'm not going to say a clean knockout, but it's going to be a stoppage. So that's what my pick is for Kelvin Gastelum versus Joe Pyfer. All right, co-main event. We got Juliana Pena versus Kayla Harrison. All right, I'm just going to say this real quick. I'm not saying Pena could have won the fight against Raquel Pennington, but do you guys think she won that fight? I'm just saying, I don't really watch, like, a lot of Raquel Pennington. I honestly don't think she's that entertaining of a fighter, but that fight, I don't know, that fight wasn't entertaining, but I just don't, I don't know. Yeah, you guys tell me. Did Pena win that fight? So, with that being said, I am going to have to go with Kayla Harrison. I think Kayla Harrison could honestly go out there and submit her within three rounds. Maybe 4. I could be eating my words, but from what I've seen of Kayla Harrison so far, she's looked good. So, yeah, I'm going with Kayla Harrison on this one, and new. So let me know what you guys think about that pick right there, and let's get on to the main event. All right, main event time. We got the current champ, Merab Dvalishvili, versus the former champ, Sean O'Malley. Okay, this is a rematch. A lot of people are saying, hey, yo, why is Sean O'Malley getting the rematch? You know, he only defended his title once, and it was against Cheeto. I don't know either. But I will say this. Sean O'Malley's a good fighter, and I like watching him fight. Their first fight was a good fight. I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty decent fight. I just think Merab is literally like his nickname, the Machine. He's a machine, okay? I just think nobody can compete with Merab's cardio, okay? Sean O'Malley can get better with his wrestling as much as he wants. He can quit smoking weed. He can lock in. He can do whatever. I don't think he's gonna beat Merab. I don't think he's gonna beat Merab at all, okay? And with the only reason why I'm saying that is with his performance against Umar, that was a really impressive performance, okay? Umar was looked to be like one of the scariest freaking prospects in the bantamweight division. I don't know, like Khabib's, he's literally Khabib's cousin. So I don't know. I think Merab's gonna go out there, do what he did last time, maybe do it worse, and he might go out there and maybe, I don't think he can go out there and finish O'Malley, but he can definitely tire him out. I don't know. I think O'Malley's going to have a long night with Merab. So, with that being said, I think Merab's going to get this fight by unanimous decision. I believe he's going to go out there and just wrestle him the whole time. Pick him up, slam him, hold him down, beat him up. I don't know, dude, shoot. He could probably even get the stoppage if he keeps, you know, if he gets a lot of, enough ground and pound to where O'Malley can't move. I think he could probably get the stoppage. I don't know. That's my pick for the main event. I got Merab. Let me know what you guys think about my picks. If you think otherwise, comment which fight you disagree on and who you got and why. Like this video, subscribe if you're new and you're coming across this. Welcome to the channel. So, with that being said, I'm out. Peace.